Estás en sintonía con WCEA-TV, tu canal hispano.
So before, as I mentioned when I first spoke, we needed to support a candidate that is very strong, a candidate that truly cares about the community. And I just have to name two things that we have done with Martha, just because I had a community speaker that didn't show up. But one thing that I have to say, when we had an executive director that was committing fraud on public housing in our community, I personally got a call. I called the Attorney General's office, and her team was sent to the city of Chelsea, to the Housing Authority, and they found the bags of shredded documents that they were being shredded by the executive director. And this is the response that you want for a government official. You just don't want someone who sits on a desk and does nothing. You want people that are going to be out there, that are going to respond to the needs of the community, and Martha did that. We had another campaign with 500 workers that were stalling their wages, and we not only recruited 500, but we were allowed to get other people in the case. Up to 1,000 people were paid that amount of money because of wage theft, and it was through the labor division that we worked with you to make that happen. So that is why in Chelsea we have so much respect for Martha Coakley as our Attorney General, but also now as our future governor. So now I'm going to introduce Juan Lopez from the Latino Democratic Caucus.
Buenos días. Es un gran honor estar aquí con todos estos líderes demócratas, el partido que nosotros estamos tan orgullosos de pertenecer a él, porque sabemos que hay una gran diferencia si elegimos un demócrata y si elegimos un republicano. Hemos visto todas esas razones. El Latino Democratic Caucus es una organización que se formó y para canalizar esa gran energía y la importancia del voto de nuestra comunidad. Ese voto que jamás nadie puede olvidar, porque nosotros podemos hacer la diferencia. Aquí tenemos líderes de ese caucus y ustedes saben que hemos hecho historia. Hicimos historia en la plataforma de nuestro partido. Hay asuntos que se pusieron ahí por el esfuerzo de ustedes, el esfuerzo de nuestro caucus. Por primera vez tuvimos cientos de delegados en la convención que nominó a Martha Coakley para ser nuestra propia gobernadora. Con esa energía tenemos que canalizarla. Nuestra comunidad está creciendo y eso lo vemos porque estamos eligiendo personas. Hemos elegido alcaldes ya en Lawrence. Aquí tenemos a Marcos Devers, Juan Vega, Félix Arroyo, Saray Rivera. Hay muchos a través del estado y eso va a seguir porque nuestra voz se tiene que sentir y eso es ustedes lo que lo hacen posible. Apoyando a un ticket que definitivamente es el ticket nuestro hasta el final. El ticket de Martha Coakley y Steve Kerrigan. Y hay una gran diferencia y vamos entre estos dos. Ya hablé en la lengua de Dios. No se olviden. I said I spoke in the language of God. I got that. Let me tell you, when we nominated Martha Coakley and Steve Kerrigan right here, then the people reaffirmed that. We made the right choice. Martha said from the beginning that she was going to work harder than anybody, out-campaign anybody. And let me tell you, that is what she has done and she will continue to do. And let's join her. All of us, and we can take testimony from everyone here. We know that this is our party. This is the party that fights for all the things that we know are important to individuals and families, to our state and our country. And we could not have chosen a better standard bearer, a team, and actually all our candidates in that Democratic ticket. Let's make sure every single one of them gets elected. And that's why we're energizing this community that is emerging, is strong, and we can get out and vote and make a difference. Yeah. And when we speak of our Lieutenant Governor here, Steve Kerrigan, a man that has dedicated his life to public service. He's worked with Senator Kennedy, a great friend of our community. Everybody knows what he represents. And he's worked for the poor, the homeless, every single thing that the Democratic Party stands for, he's been there. And he's a proud Democrat. For veterans, he makes it a point to make sure that those young men and women that fight for our country are respected and taken care of. And let me tell you, he will make the best lieutenant governor we've ever had. Yeah. Y lo más importante es que en su casa se habla español. That's right. Spanish is spoken in the Kerrigan household. And let me tell you about Martha Coakley. To repeat, in every area that we should care, and the person that has a track record of fighting for women's rights, for immigrants, for the labor, for the unemployed, for children, elderly, veterans, everybody that makes America the great country that it is. Yes. And that's the type of leader that we need. Yes. And in every area, it makes a difference if we have Martha Coakley sitting as the governor. It makes a difference in every issue that we fight for. Sí se puede, sí se puede, sí se puede, sí se puede, sí se puede. Housing for the middle class, working class, what makes our economy, our state strong. It makes a difference if Martha is the one making the decisions. In education, la llave de todo, la educación, it makes a difference if we have Martha Coakley to make sure that education is available for all. And we know a lot of the difference. In every one of these issues, we can name 5 and 10 things that separate. So it makes it. In the environment, it makes a great difference. You have some people that still think there's no climate change going on. It makes a difference in housing, in transportation, immigrants' rights, the rights of all. Because this woman has already done it. She's fought and she's going to fight very hard. So, we are all very proud to stand together, the Latino, and let's make sure that every one of us works until Tuesday, November 4th, till 8 p.m. to make sure that every vote gets out so that we can be smiling and have a victory on November 4th.
Thank you, Lord.
We're proud, Martha.
Hey, thank you.
Martha, Martha, Martha.
Thank you. So thank you, everybody, and thank you to the Massachusetts Latino Democratic Caucus. This means a lot to me, but it's equally important that you're here today and that you understand what's at stake. So thank you to Gladys, to Lucy, to Roy for introducing me today. You know, when I first came in as Attorney General, people said you have to meet Gladys Vega. And how many of you know what a force of nature Gladys Vega is? Right? So if Gladys says I should be governor, I think we should listen. And I know when Gladys calls me, I listen. And thank you, Lucy, for your words. And thank all of you, because you give us, particularly me, the reason why we run for office, why we do the jobs we do, because it's not fair, and it's still not fair, and we've come a long way in a tough economy, but we still have work to do. And I know, as we fought with Gladys and so many of you here, for fair wages, to make sure people are treated fairly no matter where they come from, what their status is, that is so important. And as we celebrate the Heritage Month, I've said it's really important, not just what our past is, but what about our terrific future? And that's why I'm fighting for governor, and that's why I need your help to make this happen. I know that businesses large and small, if you give them the room, they'll make that extra dollar, but we fight for those dollars because they should go to the people who've earned them. And we've stood up time and time again against business, against government. When you called, Gladys, about the housing authority, we came. And I'm proud of the team we put together at the Attorney General's office, but I'm really proud about the team we're going to put together in the governor's office to make sure that we represent you, that we stand for you, we speak for you, and that we hear you. And I have every confidence that the Chelsea Collaborative and everybody in Chelsea will be on the phone with me every day when I'm governor, because you know what's happening and you know where we need to go. And that's what makes this race so exciting. We have a time now as the economy turns around to make it turn around for everybody, to give our kids a good education, for early education, to make sure that kids are getting the science, technology, arts and music. And by the way, what a great place to be in Massachusetts with all that the cultures and the diversity brings here. You are our strength, you are our future, you are why we are headed ahead. We are on a great path here in Massachusetts, and I know we can do better, but with your help we will, and I need your help. We need to work between now and November 4th. So let me just tell you, so proud to have stood with you, and I will as your governor, but you need to tell everybody to look at what the other guy talks about, and what he says, and what his economic plan is, and who he is going to speak for. I don't think it's many of us in this room. I don't think it's for women who are trying to close the gender gap. I don't think it's for kids who need early education. It's not for people who are looking for earned sick time. The other guy works with people who all have earned sick time. They don't worry about it. But I know that people across Massachusetts do. And we are going to get yes on number 4. We are going to get earned sick time. We are going to make sure that our workers are treated fairly. We are going to close the gender gap in wages. We are going to provide for all of our families the help they need. You know why? Because I see those people. I've seen them across the Commonwealth. People who have been in trouble. People who need a second chance. People who need help with their families, as in my own family, with mental illness and substance abuse. The kind of folks who need a helping hand. But most importantly, I see a bright future for Massachusetts. I know that we can be prosperous and fair here. With a ticket, Martha Coakley, Steve Kerrigan, Maura Healey is your Attorney General. She'll be standing up for you and Gladys just as I did. Deb Goldberg as Treasurer. And if you promise me that we will work every day, as Juan said and Gladys said, if we will work every day between now and November 4th, and we will have a government and a governor who's going to be prosperous and fair. So let's get to work, everybody. Let's make it happen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And the good thing about it is that she knows how to play dominoes.
I know how to play and how to win, right?
Ahora continuará luchando por una economía justa que lo beneficia a todos. Marta luchará por días, por enfermedad para todos los trabajadores.
Malta traerá educación preescolar para todos los niños.
Cree en el potencial de nuestras empresas. Estamos en buenas manos.
En buenas manos.
El otro de Marta Coakley para gobernadora de Massachusetts. Con Marta estamos en buenas manos.
There's a ticket for you. Thank you.
Así que nuestro próximo teniente gobernador y gobernadora.
Yeah, it's just...
Nunca podemos olvidar quiénes son nuestros verdaderos amigos, quienes estaban ahí cuando era necesario luchar por inmigración, cuando era necesario salvar las casas de la gente que las estaba perdiendo, cuando era necesario defender nuestros derechos como ciudadanos en este estado. Y esa es Marta Coakley. Cuando los amigos nos necesitan, nosotros también debemos estar ahí.